giving this liquor license has been kind of a good and frustrating process. I think it's been good in that it's been real transparent. We set out a list of objectives, I guess you could say, and we gave the public a long time to be able to respond to that with their entrepreneurial applications for this liquor license. We did work sessions, we did public hearings, we did committees of the whole, so we had a real exhaustive way for them to be able to talk about what their projects were. In the end, the rail spur was the winner on Lincoln Way and Bent Avenue. So they're going to start that, and by the rule, they have to be ready by December 31st. So that's a real challenging time frame in these supply chain times that we have. But hopefully, they'll be able to get that done. And then, the other part that came out of this was, kind of across the state, we're hearing that the lack of liquor licenses is hurting some of the economic development that's going on in these communities. And so my hopes will be that we'll take this initiative and we'll be able to move that to figure a way to have more liquor licenses in the future. Yeah, I've already started to try to meet with those folks who did not get a license to talk about my hopes for the future and my hopes that the legislature will take, I don't know if pity's the word I'm looking for, but to take notice of what's going on, and we'll try to figure out a way to add more liquor licenses without destroying what people have already built in their current businesses. And so I know that's a touchy subject in a narrow tightwire that we have to make, but my hopes will be that we'll be able to figure that out, and we'll start that this summer with the Corporations Committee. They took it on as an interim topic, and hopefully we'll find some willing ears, and I can just tell you the little towns here in Laramie County are supportive of it, and the bigger cities across the state are supportive, so hopefully we'll find some support. Yeah, I think for the city, our goal was to try to see that license go into the downtown area. We have the historic Reed Avenue Rail Corridor in the 15th Street, and this one kind of is right at the apex where those two join together. And so it kind of does make sense from a location perspective to kind of join the 15th Street and Reed Avenue corridor projects. It was really fun because I was out at Romero Park, and we had the third grade classes from Goins Elementary there. They were brilliant. They were well behaved. They were so enthusiastic. And we talked about Arbor Day and the fact that this is the 134th year, I believe, that we've celebrated Arbor Day here in Wyoming and here in Cheyenne. We've been a Tree City USA designee for 40 years now. And we take that responsibility as a city. It's a big responsibility for us to plant an urban forest that will help keep the temperatures down and give animals a place to live and hold the soils together and take carbon dioxide and make oxygen for us. I mean, all the things that plants do such a good job. And plus, they just make our city much more beautiful. And so it's Mr. Morton did that in Nebraska years and years and years ago. He started the idea of an Arbor Day, and now all 50 states recognize it and support it, and it's making a difference. I mean, if you look around Cheyenne, I think it's part of what makes our downtown area and our avenues area so unique is those historic cottonwood trees, that urban forest that we have. Well, the city's growing, and we're growing out in a lot of different ways. You see sweetgrass growing to the south, Saddle Ridge growing to the east, and one of the challenges that we have is to make sure from a quality of life perspective that there's outdoor places for people. It became really apparent to me and everyone during the pandemic that being able to get outdoors is really important. And so East Park will be our next large regional park, like Lions Park, Holiday Park, and now Romero Park that we currently have will be the next big park that we'll build. It's 100 acres. It's on the eastern part of town, and with all the growth that's happened there, this gives them a park, so they'll be able to be able to get to a park quickly and be able to recreate. We'll have open spaces. We'll have recreational opportunities, places for kids to practice their sports. I think it's just part of what makes Cheyenne a livable place is those outdoor spaces, and we're committed to making more of those happen. Yeah, I think we need a couple different things. We need some smaller parks that are walkable. You can walk to them where you could have a swing set and a playground, and you can take your kids and your dog and go have fun. But then we also need some larger parks where we can have the larger amenities. The practice fields, the game fields, the community houses, things like that. And so just like we have our schools, we have 3 clusters, around the high schools. We're building these larger regional parks that will have a series of smaller parks built around them. I think it's really important for our city to continue to make investments in quality of life. As I think about trying to get people living here, keep folks from leaving, get companies and folks to move here to take jobs and to build companies. If we don't invest in those things, why would they want to come? And so a city that doesn't invest in themselves, I don't think the private sector is going to want to invest in them either. So for me, this is a really important part of making sure we take care of this kind of business, and it'll help us be successful long term. Well, definitely this week we had Administrative Professionals Day, and I'm blessed to have a lady named Holly Martinez in my office. And I tell people all the time, she has my schedule. She's an advisor. She's been here, and she knows the people, and she's a great advisor. And she's also the boss. I mean, she tells me what to do, where to go. So I love working with Holly. We have a small office in the mayor's office. We have Michael as the public information officer. Michael's recently being promoted to a new position, and so we'll have an opening in that position. But Michael's really important for us because he's the one who allows us to be able to get what we're trying to do out and get our message out to the public. I think it's really important that we're transparent in local government, telling people what we're doing, why we're doing it, how we're doing it, and that position is critical in getting that piece from my office through to the media and to the public through our social media pieces. So I'm very blessed in this office right now.